Hello everyone, welcome to my channel and to this video in which I flip through a journal with quite a bit of a story. When I first started junk journaling, I made an altered book and in which I sewed in the signatures. Later I discovered the no-sew junk journals and I thought, that's easier if you want to work in your journal and you can take the pages out, and yeah, I thought I'd give that a go. So I made that with a fabric cover and the fabric then I really liked, but my style changed pretty quickly after I started junk journaling, and the journal stayed in my closet on a shelf, and it wasn't something I liked anymore. I used scrapbook paper in it, and that also didn't appeal to me. So I think I had it for over a year without using it or really completing it. Then I thought I'm gonna change the pages, and I used more vintage style pages, digitals, took pages out, but still the no-sew, the mistake I made, I used thread, not elastic, and I wanted the spine not to show, the signature, so the thread not showing, so a hidden spine, if you will. So I glued everything and the thread isn't giving, so it was very hard to take pages out. They tore very easily, so that wasn't a success. It was a real learning curve for me. And finally, in the beginning of this year, which already is coming to a bit of an end, and I thought I have to complete this journal because it's a shame if I don't. And ultimately, I almost changed everything. I used a wallpaper as a cover now. There's a little, I don't know if it picks up on the camera, there's a little shine to it and a bit of texture. I really like that the sewing, because these are sewn in now, that it isn't showing, so I almost always make a hidden spine and a vintage piece of a tablecloth I put over it, but I didn't want to cover too much because I really liked the wallpaper. I always struggle with a cover because mostly the things I use for a cover I really like, and I don't really want to cover them up. So yeah, it's still also a learning point for me to make a beautiful cover. Everything else goes like a charm, but the cover is always a problem. Some scrapbook papers I left in there because I really like them, and just because there are just a few, I didn't mind that it completed. Yeah, it goes with the style of the vintage papers. The scrapbook paper here in the Netherlands that I buy at a chain called Action is very thick. It was ideal for scrapbooking, but for junk journals I think it's a bit too thick. But some I want to use up. I made a pocket, a bit of a fussy cut from the wallpaper and some stenciling. It has 4 signatures, and it's pretty full because I put a lot of things I made, almost all this year. I made much more, but everything that's in here I made this year, and I posted it on my Instagram and on some Facebook groups, so there you can always check out more detail. I don't want to go over all the embellishments that are in here. I completed this because on Instagram I'm pretty fast growing, and I'm very excited and happy about it that people are inspired by my work. So this will be one of the prizes for a future giveaway. That's why I completed it. I thought maybe I can make somebody happy with it, and it'll go to you, to a good cause. So this is the back side of the scrapbook paper. This is a pocket with a vellum window and a tag. And like I said, everything I made is posted on my Instagram account. Old book page. I always like nature pages from a nature book. And I made a little fabric flip and some trim. This is old postage stamp. When you collect postage stamps for gluing them in, just a small one with really old tape on it. So this is real vintage. Some graph paper, and like that it's a different color. And I tore the edges roughly with a tear ruler. I like the effect. This I also posted on my Instagram. It opens with some Velcro. It's embellished, and in there are some pieces of paper that can be torn out to use further in the journal or in another journal. These I made from wrapping paper, and there are small envelopes with a journaling card inside in both, and here is room for journaling. Closes, and it's the middle of the signature, the first signature. I didn't make too many pages because I wanted to fill it with the embellishments, and then it would be way too bulky. It's pretty bulky already, but now there's still room enough for if the person who wins this wants to journal. This is also a tag I made with a pocket, and inside is a small tag, also posted on my Instagram account, and I left it to flip with some stamping on it, and then you can journal here. This is a library card. I had to think. The pocket of the library card is glued in like a tuck spot, and inside is a vintage looking library card, but it's from a digital. Here I made a scrappy belly band, and in here my favorite paper. For the ones who follow me a bit longer know this is a favorite paper of mine because I really like the color green. This green is kind of a ledger page. The children's book page where it's glued on, and the flip, and the bird is on transparency and it sticks out. I thought that was a cute effect. Also posted on my Instagram, and then I tell which tutorial inspired me to make this, because it's not my idea. And it's the end of the first signature. Second signature, also scrapbook paper. I really love the design, also like this one. That's why I kept the beginnings of the signatures in scrapbook paper. a little snippet with a tiny envelope with some pieces in there. Shows, yeah, the little envelope and a bit of collaging and the postage stamp, but it's a sticker and a small card that goes in here. I glued the page on. I have to think because some things are done quite some time ago. This is real vintage map paper, and I glued it on there. Graph paper in red with a snippet I made. It's a mathematic page from an old, also vintage book. This is a digital I made into vellum with the fat of a candle. Gives a beautiful effect, and you can still write on here if you really want to. This is just a small collage, and I sewed it on this piece of scrapbook paper, so it's beautiful on the outside, and inside there is enough journaling space, and even on the back. This is also a tutorial I saw also posted on my Instagram account, and I've really liked the effect. This holds it closed because it's a bit heavier, the tag, and inside are journaling spots and a bit of collaging. I reinforced it because it's really old book page and it's very fragile. In this pocket I decorated it with scrapbook paper, with digital paper, I'm sorry. In most restaurants in the Netherlands we get our cutlery in such a pocket and the napkin. So I put some paper in it to journal on. It's a bit tight. And I glued it like a belly band, and behind it, also a bit tight, is the braille paper. I didn't coffee dye it because maybe the receiver wants to use it as white paper, but you can tea dye it. And it's on the scrapbook paper. The other side of the digital made into vellum. This is a jeweler's pocket, also from a tutorial, with a beautiful collage on it. And it's a pocket in which you can put a little journaling note. And behind here is a pocket also on the mathematics paper. The graph paper and the back of the second signature, I made an altered envelope. I collaged it. Inside I also put a beautiful image and the tag collaged, and on the back journaling space. And it goes in the envelope. This I left blank. The receiver can journal on it or collage on it. This is another piece of wallpaper I really like, with the gold, and you can see the raised, you can feel it a bit, it's a bit raised. And I tore it by hand, real roughly. This is a pocket I made after a tutorial with lace and embroidered ribbon from old book pages. Inside is an old book page in French. This is Irish, I believe. And a postcard made vintage, backed with coffee dyed graph paper. So a lot of places for journaling. Again, a nature page because I really love nature pages. On this ledger, but it's empty. It's all older, but it's still empty. A digital, an envelope with some journaling card inside. I thought there was more than one. Oh no, there's just one inside. Extra journaling space, and it goes over the page with a cute paper clip. This is a bag, our local, where we buy our French fries when we eat snacks, and they had a very cute bag to put the order in, so I used that. The handle is on here. I made it into a page, a double page. On there is a pocket. The back is a pocket. This is also posted on my Instagram for journaling space. And it has 3 pockets. In here is a small card I collaged on, and an altered playing card. It's real vintage, and it's a vellum pocket. And for this I used scrapbook paper. I'm trying really hard to get some of my scrapbook papers used this year. And this is very cute, also from a tutorial, a flip tag collaged. This is real vintage music paper. I glued it on the paper bag. Again, my favorite green paper. This is from a nature book, and it flips open like this, so the receiver can use it in a way that she or he wants to. Again, a jeweler's envelope, but oh no, this is the, I made 2 jewelers, but it's not in here. This is a sandwich bag, and I collaged on it, and with a flip, I attached the flip to the paper bag, and you can put a tag in there. And on here I made the tag also, of a pocket also, and this is glued on. So a collage tag on the back, everywhere you can journal. This is the back of the paper. The ledger paper. And on this nature page I made a collage card with torn strips. Corrie Damen has a great tutorial about how to use those small strips, and it's a tuck spot. The other side. A collage I made trying a different style, and I made it into a flip with fabric hinge on the original wallpaper. Also scrapbook paper, I made a tab on it, and I folded it over because it's a 12 by 12, and I made it into a pocket. This is also something I posted earlier, and it has a window, and this slides, when I hold it correctly, it slides in there, so the butterfly is showing on the back, coffee dyed paper, and it goes in the pocket. Just some invoice paper with trim on the back nature page. This is an altered paper clip on coffee dyed ledger paper, and a little collage on there. And you can always tuck something behind this. Another paper bag from an amusement park in the Netherlands. It's probably the most known and my favorite park, even if for adults it's a great park. In there, a vintage book page, beautiful coloring. I stuck it in there. This is coffee dyed braille paper, and on there is a large pocket also from an altered envelope. Inside, just really simple tags, because the paper is so beautiful. I didn't want to cover it up, just with some stickers and labels and some fabric on top. Here is a pocket, and this is a small tuck spot. Also just the beautiful paper. A journaling spot, and also the paper again. And on the back there's all room for journaling. And in here a ticket and a small tag as stamped. I love the braille paper because you can also ink it a bit on the raised dots. This I left because the receiver can make it into a tuck spot or just a flip, maybe attach some paper on it. This page I made a tutorial about. I saw it from another tutorial, but I made my own tutorial to show my followers how I made this. Vintage music paper, a pocket. I didn't fill all the pockets and tuck spots. Collaged on it, a tuck spot, embossed and colored with ink. A large, I forgot, it's a digital. Yeah, it's for children to learn the mathematics. I forgot what they are called. This is a very large pocket. It goes until down there. Here are two pockets. I didn't fill them all. One in front and one in the back. I made a divot, but it's not really showing because of the cheesecloth. You see, I made two divots. On there, a little collage, because I love to ride my bike. In the Netherlands we cycle a lot, so I thought it was appropriate. And this flips up for some extra journaling space, and a little collage. And the tag holds it shut. The music paper, the braille paper. This I found a cute idea. Also saw it on a tutorial. You can use it as a tuck spot, but it flips open, and I stenciled on it, but you can use it for journaling. And it closes like this. The other side of the bag, and I put some vintage music paper here, because otherwise the white from the inside of the bag was showing. And some old book page, the ledger, and this I made. It looks like an envelope, but it's just a flip out from the vintage atlas I found in the second-hand book shop. I was very excited to find that atlas because it's beautiful, aged in coloring, so I really love it. And the back, also the pocket from the scrapbook paper with a snippet, but it goes onto here. So it's stuck down, but it goes on two sides of the paper. It looks interesting, and the charm of the butterfly hung on it. I really liked making them. A great way, a great scrap buster, of course, for your laces and tiny scraps. This I also show on my Instagram account. Yeah, I love the eyelash yarn, but it tangles real quickly with a leaf, and it flips open, and there are pockets with all kinds of tags. I put a plain tag in every one, in every pocket, and a little small tag with animals or flowers, a bit completing of, yeah, that it goes well with the colors on the pockets. And it goes, flips up like this. It's all from digital paper, and then you wrap it around, and it goes in here in the pocket. And that was the last page. In the back I also did a fussy cut pocket and some stenciling and my logo. And that's it. Thank you for watching. I really hope you like this flip through, and I will let you know when this will be the prize in a giveaway for my subscribers on Instagram. If you like this video, I hope you give it a thumbs up and maybe subscribe to my channel, and I'll be back real soon with another video or a craft with me. Thanks a lot. I hope you stay well. Bye bye.